the beginning of the year, and it's the time of resolutions. The things that I'm going to determine to do this year, and I will commit to them, and will be a great year, right? One of them is actually being more healthy, I guess. I guess many of us started considering a diet to lose some weight. This is an interesting research that people looked at when is more likely that we consider a diet based on the search of the word diets in search engines like Google. And if you look at the results, you see at the beginning of the week, at the beginning of a month, the first month of the year, the first working day, these beginnings compared with the similar or comparative days, like the last day of the week, the last day of the month, the last months of the year. So the beginning is a trigger for an action, a resolution. And actually the largest one is the beginning of the year. You may say, well, thinking from a research perspective, this is just intention. Searching diets doesn't mean that people actually do anything to become more healthy. The researchers went further. They looked at the participation of people in going to the gym. When is more likely that they go to the gym more frequently? Again, you see at the beginning of the month, at the beginning of the week, at the beginning of the year. So beginning is a trigger for considering and actually doing new initiatives. How would you explain these two facts? I mean, these are empirical facts. The paper is published actually in management science. If you can publish anything in that journal, it's super high standard. They are super careful about your, scientific work. So in terms of fact, it's established. How would you interpret these facts, these two pieces of fact? I can name some volunteers, if there is any. What does this pattern mean? The beginning of a period can be a month, can be a week, can be working, can be a year, is the time that triggers us to take a particular action, a challenging action, in this case, going on a diet or losing weight, or an initiative related to be more healthy. How would you interpret that? How would you explain that? I'm using this word explain in a very technical sense. I'm talking about chapter 2 and mostly 4 of your thesis. Why? How can you explain why people consider becoming or actually doing something to become more healthy at the beginning of these periods? Beginning of the week, beginning of the year. So one explanation is actually interesting, is that, guys, in the weekend, we eat more, we indulge more. In the Christmas holiday, we take it loose. more candy, more chocolate, more parties. Beginning of the week, beginning of the year, we say no, enough, we should sort of take it back. I love what you said, because that's actually one of the rival explanations of this fact, that feeling bad, a sense of shame, a sense of overacting, overindulging, is the reason or the cause of leading us to consider taking a positive initiative. However, the authors had a very different explanation, and they were after testing, and in this paper proving a different explanation, which is, wait, no, it's the effect of the fresh start that triggers us to do something positive. The beginning of a week, the beginning of a period, the beginning of a relation, the beginning of a project, the beginning of school, the beginning of semester, that was the effect of time, what they wanted to actually test. So they wanted to see if the beginning of a period, the fresh start, they call it, has an effect on making an action. The data that they collected about going for a diet and some of the periods, the starting points, led them and some of the critical reviewers to come back with this rival explanation. It might not be because of the beginning effect. It might be because of the overindulging of the previous time. So what they actually went to the data collected through this website. So it's called stick.com. It's actually an interesting website, a platform for making us committed to certain project initiatives, actions. I mean, we always, make these promises, but then when it comes to actually doing that, we lose the incentive. So this is a digital innovation website for making us more committed. How does it work? I go there and I start typing, make a commitment. There are some categories like losing weight, or let's say learning a language, quitting smoking. You can choose any other. So you specify your goal, your commitment, and then you specify a date for that. So until when I would like to lose, let's say 10 kilos, for instance. That's step one. Step two, the website asks you, how much money are you going to bet on this promise? 100 euros if I don't commit my own promise. So you will commit 100 euros on the website. Either you donate or you just, send to someone or whatever, but you make that financial commitment to just make you, stick to your. And then the third option is that you can choose someone on the platform or in your network to keep watching you and, checking you on achieving your work. So here, it's not then only about being healthy, it's about any other, let's say, commitments. And when they looked at when people actually go more frequently on this website to make commitments, the pattern was confirmed. So then it's not about overindulging in the day before or in the week before or in the weekend before, it's actually the effect of the fresh start. So what's the point? Practically speaking, go for the promises, the resolution of the new year, whatever is for you useful. For us in the RDM course is just this turning discussion from facts, empirics, patterns to explanations. That's basically where we get into the idea of theoretical argumentation, theoretical engagement. So